Okay, so regard these beautiful stairs. They used to have these crusty old rubber pads on them that were supposed to prevent people from slipping, but they were so bad that they actually enhanced the slipping sensation. So they're gone, and it's a good thing. But what's left is a really badly painted set of stairs. And not only that, but it has gaps in various locations all over, and even along the trim here, there are problems. So, and even up there, I mean, everywhere I look, really, there are gaps. So I, being a repair babe, it's my mandate to fill those gaps. This is painter's caulk. Now, I could use this to fill these gaps, but it would be a disappointing situation because the gaps are big enough that the caulk won't fill them. Well, it will at first, but then it shrinks. And it's very disappointing because you have to come back again and apply more caulk, and then that shrinks. And, you know, you might have to go through 3 separate applications because those gaps are just too wide. So what they do is they make this stuff, which is called caulking rope or foam backer. But check it out. It comes in various different sizes. This is if you've got a really, really big crack. Okay, but we don't need that today. I've never had to fill a crack this big, but the day may come. And then there's the medium size, which is going to be too big, so we'll go with the littler stuff. So the way this works is that you insert it into the crack, and then you need to push it in, but first, before I do that, I want to remove the old caulking because, what the heck, let's start fresh. And I'm not going to kill myself here, but I do want to, well, really, it's the kind of day when I'm going to say, I'm going to have to kill myself to get any more off than that because it's ossified. It ossified right along with the rubber that was on the old stairs. So, you know what? I'm just going to go right ahead. So, using that tool that I just had, I'm going to pop the stuff into the crack. Like so. And I got it buried a little bit too deep, so I think I'm going to actually go for a second layer. It's really only supposed to sink in to just behind where the two sides of the joint meet. Ah, too deep. Darn, I have to put more caulk rope in. But, you know, this can go on for hours, really. Till I get it just the right level. Geez, maybe I could have used the really big one after all. So now, all the caulking has to do is fill the edges on either side to make a nice smooth line. So I'll just go ahead and open the caulking. And, you know, you might think that caulking's a waste of time, but it's so not, because it ends up making such an improvement to your paint job. Oh, that's always such a shock, isn't it? Just when you weren't expecting it. All right, so I didn't even get any on me. Okay, it's got bubbles. Okay, so this looks pretty bad so far, but I can clean it all up with a smart little wipe of my rag. Okay, so that looks pretty bad. So I'm going to put on a vinyl glove and wet the end of my finger. And if you have some dish soap, it helps because you can, it makes the caulking flow better. I got way too much on there. Just a second. And then it's really good to also, with a wet rag, trim up the stuff that got smeared out from the edges. Like that. So this is just basic caulking, but, you know, it's not just how you use the caulk, it's where you use it. Oh, there are some other tools that you can use when you're caulking. The nickname for this one is just the caulk-right, and it's a great little tool to have because it acts like your finger, and it makes a really nice mark in the caulking so that it has the right shape if you want to use that. And this tool was actually I found out about from a guy who writes for the Globe and Mail, and he's no dummy because he actually really knows his caulk too. So I think what we'll do next is I'll finish out some of the other cracks, and then you can see the final effect because it really looks a lot better once it's done. And while we're on this step, I just want to show you one more thing, which I didn't have a hammer before when I was half-heartedly trying to get the caulking out just by scraping it. You need a hammer because that stuff gets rigid, and you have to put the sharp blade of something like this pry bar and just knock the caulking out, the extra old stuff. And then that'll give you a much cleaner joint. So you can see how much better the stairs look. And also, the foam caulking rope makes a great hair ornament, which is always nice to discover, isn't it? So things are looking pretty good. And it's really an important step to do all that caulking before you paint. And try not to step on your caulk. There's a tip for you. What I'm hoping for is that after watching this, you'll feel so strongly about caulk that you wouldn't even think about painting without having caulked first. You should use latex or acrylic caulk, and it should say paintable on the label. It's the easiest stuff to work with. And irritation factor is very low here, especially with that special tool. We've come to that part of the show where I like to ask questions like, if I could start that project over again, what would I do differently? There are so many great answers to that question, but by far the best is, well, I never would have started it. Because although everyone deserves to feel that jubilant anticipation before they begin a new project, only a few of us deserve to feel the disgrace when the project bogs down, and we know who we are. We had misspent youths and are still hoping there's no such thing as karma. And home repair is right up our alley. Why? Because we repair types stand apart from the truly good people of this world, not only because we're stubborn, but because we think that being stubborn is a desirable quality in a human being, whereas the people who married us will tell you it's definitely not. And you know, that's got to make our mates wonder about karma, because they didn't do anything to deserve us. That's their story anyway. Until next time on A Repair to Remember, I'm Mag Ruffman.